Okay. So, me. Okay. So you guys should be able to hear me. Of course, like I had a few technical difficulties. No worries on that. I'm not sure if I'm too loud or not. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. If it's too loud, let me know and I will turn it down because the microphone sometimes picks up more than I think. Okay, so sorry for the delay. This was supposed to be on, well, I did the PowerPoint for it because I'm organized. And I realized I did it on my laptop. And so I had to get it over to my computer and all the things. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is day 1. And I would encourage everyone, well, hello, actually, hi, sorry. I would encourage everyone to have some water. So if you don't have water, I mean, I recommend water, but have something to drink to kind of help the stuff flow. And then also if you have a notebook, a journal, something to take notes with, I would recommend that as well. I know a lot of people do workbooks and stuff, and I considered it. I might put something together after, but I've just personally, I'm a visual learner, so I kind of like the writing and everything too. But I found that either I print out a workbook and it's all color and beautiful and they did a great job, and then we don't use it, or we use some of it, or I use it for the class and then I don't address it, where which I end up doing anyways, is if I'm taking notes in one of my notebooks or I'm writing in my journal, I do revisit the material. And there's times where you just pick up a journal or an old notebook and you start shifting through it, and with a workbook it can go in the trash. There's just things. So, but I'm open to the feedback. If you guys would like me to put together something, I can. And like I said, I did a a PowerPoint for kind of myself. I could probably share it on here, honestly. I don't know how to share my screen. Let me see. Maybe I should figure this out first. This might be a disaster. Well, it wouldn't be a disaster, right? I'm just saying. Ease and grace. Okay. Oh, no worries. No, relax. So you don't have to have a notebook. I just always, sometimes I'll sit down in a class and then I'm like, oh, I forgot to grab my water, like I almost did, or I forgot to grab a notebook, or, like I even have a notebook here so I can jot down some stuff as I'm doing the class. Yes. So this will be up in the group. Right now I'm streaming in the group and on YouTube, because like no one's on my YouTube right now anyways. I haven't decided if I'm gonna, like sometimes people take them down. What I might do is leave this up in the group as well, and then go ahead and put it in my the new platform I'm trying out to put courses in, where I'm building my other course. I might put it in there and then have it as a course, like a bonus course and stuff, that people can revisit in the future, and then I could even revisit because this will be something I'll probably do reoccurring. So as I'm revamping it, let me really quick, I'm going to, because I can see people responding, but I can't see who, like names. So let me go in have my laptop over here, and I'm going to just pull the live up so I can see the comments in real time. Okay. So let me see. It's easier on my phone. It's so weird to see myself. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to get started. And let's see, it does say, whoops, wrong mouse. Is with 2 monitors, works best on a good computer. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't know. This one. Oh, okay, so how do I just show the slideshow, right? This is one of those, like, you went to college, you know how this works, right? Like, we all did slideshows. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I don't see it showing on the thing, but there is a delay. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's going to work. Okay, so I'm sorry. It's a learning experience using StreamYard. Obviously, I've used different platforms, and I've used PowerPoint before, and I've been an instructor for years. But we're just going to learn how to do this live. Okay. So let me see here. All right, so I'm Bobby Joe, and I am the founder of Bravely Authentic. I am, I covered this like in my last live, I think. I have a background in social work. That's what I've been doing for a career. I'm also a sacred soul alignment practitioner, a sacred light practitioner, Reiki master, and I'm going through the quantum ripple effect. And by the end of the month, I will have completed my certifications for the NLP, EFT, time techniques, hypnosis, life and success coach. And then the QRE method is the, it's a combined spirituality and all the things. And Erin Nicole Coaching puts that on. She's amazing. And a lot of you know are from the Alicia Hartzell's group for the Sacred Soul Alignments, and also know Kimberly Carlson, who does the energetic allergy alignments, and is also her and Elisa teach the Sacred Light. It was called Sacred Light Foundations, but the Sacred Light tools, activations, journeys is what I call them, together. So let's see here. Okay. I went to an intuitive school in San Diego, and I was a graduate and did all of their programs, their clairvoyant programs, transmedium, remote healing, tarot. So I've done like the little ones to the big ones, the intuition. I can teach them all. Well, I have taught them before. Most of the time, or mostly, I've been more, career focused with social work, and all my, I guess you would call like intuitive gifts, were mainly for friends, family, other people I was in the school with, do energy exchanges and healings and readings and that sort of thing. So now we're taking it to a online platform. When I started with the Sacred Soul Alignment certification, when I started with one, I actually entered it to do my own healing work. And it's been such an amazing experience. And I did, and am doing still, so much healing, so much up-leveling. And at one point, at the end of the year, last year, I was like, other people need this. So other people need this support. Other people need this healing. And so that is what I'm doing. So I went through some things, and I've also gone to a few cohorts for first responders and veterans and PTSD. And, I've been through different programs, some group things at the VA, that kind of stuff. One of the things that I felt there, or I feel there is a big gap in, and a lot of my friends also feel that there's a big gap in is you go to the programs or you do the groups, which can be highly uncomfortable when you're really working on some deep stuff. And you either find an excuse not to go, because that's really what we're doing, or you do complete them and then you're done and you're home and you're living your life and something's not quite feeling connected. Like, oh, I'm doing my tools, or I'm doing my breathing, or I'm writing in my journal, or I'm working out, and it might be sporadic, or, and then there's all the stress going on, especially this last year with everyone with COVID. And on top of everything, having your kids home full time, and if you have kids, or just, whether you had to quit your job, or some of us starting a new business, or a new way of even doing business. A lot of people went from their brick and mortars to an online platform. And I will tell you one thing, I'm not the most tech savvy person, as we saw this earlier. But can I help people and heal people and support them and encourage them? Absolutely, all day long. You want me to market myself online and figure out Instagram, which I have by now, hopefully. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it kind of threw me off. So one of the reasons that I'm doing this is to help fill that gap between the stuff that we're learning and then actually making it sustainable. It took me a minute to really take all these things and start implementing them to where they were daily practices, or to where I really cleaned up my friend, quote unquote friend circle, or my support circle, or even saying no to things. I used to be involved, and everybody knows me. I was volunteering almost every day. It seemed like every weekend was, and I always was in these jobs where, we worked 60 hours instead of 40 hours. And that's great. I'm motivated. You can count on me. I'm a team player. Let's roll up the sleeves and get stuff done. I'm all about it. Right. And I'm all about helping out, especially in my community of the military and veterans, and helping those that are struggling. But at some point, I have to look at myself and what I can handle and be like, girl, you need to slow it down a little bit. Because otherwise you're not going to have time for yourself. And you can do meditating here and there. You can do the journaling or go for a labyrinth walk. And I say these kind of in a voice. And it's because we do these things, but we're not really connecting with ourselves. And that's just the honest truth. So part of really authentic is not just the tangible, physical implementation, things you can action, stuff you can do, but it's also the deep spiritual connections, and especially the connection with yourself. It's absolutely 100% the most important thing. Okay. So I put my notebook in front of me and I keep looking down. All right. So we are going to, yes. Okay. So for the next few days, for those that join us, today is going to be about reconnecting with yourself. A lot of times we'll go ahead and do the release work first. But I felt that getting everyone into the feeling of themselves and talking about kind of exploring that area was a day one. So this is so you can experience yourself without everyone else's energy and emotions. And you can really get to the point in a couple days. And okay, actually, I will say 4 days is not going to clear up all of our trauma, right? 4 days isn't going to, this isn't the diet pill, the red or green pill that like changes, or blue pill, I guess it was, that changes everything, the magic thing. However, this will have an effect. And if, you accept it, and allow the information and the healings and all the things and have that experience, then, sorry, I'm like sweating over here. Then, yes, you will have transformation. And that's, 100%. Does there still need to be some work? Yes, this is this is important, and the information is important. The healings are amazing, and the activations are amazing, but it's 4 days. So I just want to put that there. One thing with me that you'll get to know is I'm very straightforward, honest, authentic, right? I try to make sure that when I am direct, my tone's a little softer. So, because I am, a fun energy, but I'm also going to be honest with you because I really appreciate it when people are honest and authentic with me. Okay. So day 2 that's tomorrow, obviously, will be the release day. And we're going to work on some of the alignments and some things you can do to release yourself from relationships, whether they're past relationships. A lot of us carry, if you resonate with past lives, we'll carry things in from our ancestors. Things that happened in childhood that you wouldn't even think would affect you now can come in to our relationship space. Present relationships, obviously. What kind of relationships are we in? Kind of looking at how to release the ones that we don't want to be in anymore. Let's get some water. That was timing, right? So yes, releasing present relationships can be a little heavy. And then obviously to release any future relationships. And what I mean by that is the cycles of relationships. And we'll kind of talk about that more. And, we want to bring you into a space where the relationships that you have are in your highest and best good. Okay. So also, is it showing the whole screen still? I don't know how to change that. Okay. So on my computer, it shows, the slideshow. So I'm not sure why it's not showing it the same way. Oops. Wow. Okay, hold on. It's really distracting. Oh, it's not even moving. Okay. Let me see if I refresh. Nope, sure isn't. Okay. I'm sorry you guys can't see my screen. I will figure this out. But I can send out the PowerPoint information. So let me see if I can. Oh, now it is. That was weird. Okay. How do I get this? Oh my gosh. It's that awkward moment when you're sitting in a class and everyone's like, no, you need to push the button or you need to, right? Okay. I don't know. I thought the slideshow button would do it, but it's not. So that's frustrating. Okay. Can you just move it? Oh, let's see if that works. Okay. Okay, so day 3, I'm hoping that'll fix the screen, but I don't know. I think that might be, oh, there it goes. Okay, so day 3 is going to be our renew day, where I'm going to run some healings and alignments, and we'll talk about your sovereignty and really being in the heart space and kind of what you processed from day 2 and day 1. And then we'll run some, now that we release the space, we're going to call in soulmates. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like your soulmate or your twin flame. This could be, friends, families, soulmates, people that you're meant to be with, and have had other lives with and other interactions with. Soul family and your divine life partners. And of course, I'll go more into this, as we go through the days. This is just the overview of the 4 days. And then day 4 is you. So we're going to see how you guys are feeling, what's come up for you, in your space, in your body. If anything, a lot of times when we do this kind of work, especially when we clear out like an ex or a situation, you'll get that phone call or a text, and we're in Mercury retrograde, so that stuff can come up. So normally I wouldn't do a I know it sounds, to some people, they're like, it's just a planet. Normally I wouldn't do something like this. Well, no, something like this I would, but normally I wouldn't be like, hey, let's launch a class and all the things in the middle of Mercury retrograde. However, this is a new moon and it's an Aquarius with 6 planets. And this is kind of a perfect Mercury retrograde kind of class. It's really looking at the trauma and the stuff that's really been affecting us that we need to address, which is what Mercury is all about, is addressing those things and bringing them back up so we can be aware of them, really look at them, right? And release them, work through them, process them. Nothing's going to clear out of your space or out of your body if we just keep pushing it down and keep putting the Band-Aids on it, or just, I'll start that on Monday. I'll start meditating on Monday, right? Like when you're going to start a diet, it's always like, I'm going to, eat all the pizza and go out and party on Saturday, and I'll start on Monday, right? So this is kind of like, let's start where we are, and we're going to start now. All right. And then we will do some extra healing. It'll be kind of a Q&A as well. And hi, Nancy. We will do some Q&A, and you guys, you guys are welcome to, especially if you're live, are welcome to ask questions as we go. But I don't, as you can see, I don't always, if I'm looking at the PowerPoint, I don't always look down at the comments, so I might not catch it right away. Day 4 is really going to be the day where you can ask me something individualized. If you feel comfortable sharing on the live platform, and I can look at it kind of like when we do card pulls, where I can kind of individualize it and maybe tap into it a little bit. I do have some alignments and stuff that will kind of run, or not kind of run, we'll run them. But really wanted to keep day 4 as a you day, and kind of a little go with the flow. We'll see what's coming up, and we'll address it. Things you can do moving forward, and that sort of thing. So that one's not quite as scheduled, I guess. I feel like we never know what comes up when we do some of this work. And so I want to leave the day 4 open to the 3 days, really having a journey and an experience, and then talking about it on day 4. Okay. So let me see here. That didn't work out. Okay. We should be able to go to the next. This is silly, right? Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this. I just lost my, oh, here we go. I feel like there should just be a next button. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it is not showing on your ends, but it should in a minute. Okay. I know there is a delay. All right. So day one. All right. So reconnection is really experiencing yourself without everyone else's energies, emotions, or intentions clogging up your connection. All right. One of the things that we tend to do is give others our power or how we are in our relationship with them is giving us our meaning or our worth. So let's say, you're in a codependent relationship, or you're in a relationship that's one-sided, and you're giving, and you're not receiving that back. It's not equal. It's not obviously in your highest and best good. And you're always asking yourself, or even a past relationship, how many times have we had a relationship and afterwards, I don't know how many times, my friends are just like, oh, well, if I had, and I say I as well, like I've had these moments where or when I'm in the relationship, like what could I be doing better? Or what could I have done better? What if I had done this? Or how could I change? Or what can I do? And it's always, I'm using I, but I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for them. So when you're looking at this, what could you have done better? The what if cycle that gets played over and over again. You're looking at that other person for validation, that you're okay to be loved, or that you're worthy of their love if you change for them. And that's silly, but it's common. Like it's not silly as in I'm telling you guys like, oh, why would you do that? Like, absolutely not. Like 100%, we've all done it. And if I was probably in a relationship right now, like I might catch myself doing that too if I didn't pick the right person, right? Or just when someone comes into my experience and I'm like, this doesn't feel good, am I going to look at it and be like, well, what do I need to do to change? Sometimes, yeah, make some changes with the mirror kind of thing. Like, okay, well, what is it I can change? But if I'm changing myself and if I'm disconnected from my heart space to get somebody else's appreciation or get somebody else's love, then absolutely not, especially if they're not reciprocating that, see, the energy even feels heavy, just even tapping into that. Okay. So the other big thing is that by doing this, we keep attracting more relationships that make us want to prove that we can be better or different outcomes. So if you're always, and this is based the whole, how you are connecting with yourself displays itself in all aspects of your life, right? So if you're in this relationship loop of, what could I do better? And then you change and everything's really, really great. And you're like, oh, like I fixed it. I fixed them. And then things get, what's a PC word? They just get bad again. We'll just say bad. Or they get icky or whatever again. And then you're in that state again. Or, you finally release that relationship or it ends, the person leaves, like whatever. And then the next person, you're finding another person that is basically like your last. Like how many times have you heard someone say, or you've said, why do I keep attracting this kind of people? Like, why do I keep like, why is it, like, who are these men? Like, there's got to be these good guys out here. In my case, obviously resonate with, men or women in your specific situation. But there's that time where you're just like, oh my gosh, like another one, or like, where are these good people at? Right? Like, and they're not in my experience. So, one of the reasons is if you're always the person who kind of, basically sacrifices yourself and your self-love and your boundaries for other people, and that's not getting healed or taken care of, you're going to keep attracting those kind of people and keep, replaying this until you do the work. And I don't mean do the work like, do the work, but you got to do the work. You got to get yourself out of these one-sided situations, right? And this could be in intimate relationships. And I should rephrase this too. I just use the example of like, attracting these guys, but this can play out in work relationships. You keep attracting relationships or work situations where you're not valued. You feel that you're not heard. You're trying to do all the things. I mean, you're like killing it and you're running yourself ragged and you're all stressed out. And you're just like, why do I keep getting this, boss? Like, why is my supervisor always this person? Or why do I always have to get teamed up with this type of person? Or, how is this person talking down to me and no one's saying anything? So it's not just these intimate relationships. When I talk about relationships, like I said, this plays out in all different areas of your life. And you'll start, once you're aware of it, you'll start seeing it. And if you're aware of it now and you're feeling frustrated and stuck, like, it's really exciting that you're here, because whether you do the work long-term with me or someone else, right now you're doing some of the work, right? You're showing up for yourself, and you showed up today and you signed up, you were curious, you were drawn to it. And I'm really excited you're here. Okay. So, for those that are on, and you can leave comments if you don't feel comfortable. I know everyone's always like, drop me comments or drop me emoji, all that stuff. I really feel like, especially in this kind of space, it is very, with me always, it's very non-judgmental. It is very a vulnerable space. It's some of this stuff that comes up may not feel the best. So if you don't want to drop a comment or share, that's fine. You're here. I mean, I can see there's people here, and that makes me happy. I'm happy for you. If you want to share how this is resonating with you, any feedback, then please pop it in the comments, whether we do it now or whether, later on tonight you're revisiting this or you're thinking about it and you want to share, feel free. Okay, so now we're back to how do I get, look at this. Okay, so can we go to the next one? No. I will have this fixed in my mind tomorrow for sure. Okay, because I really wish I knew how to, see, it's doing it again. I think I did it. Look at that. Thank you, universe. Okay. Always gratitude, right? Okay. So, and I'll see if it changes in the group. Okay. So everyone wants to feel love and worth. I should probably change that to wants to feel love and your worth, their worth. And, one of the things you can notice in relationships, whether it's intimate or work, and obviously the slide did not change on the screen. Awesome. Okay. So, sorry, I always have humor, so I'm not stressed about this, honestly. Okay. All right. So everyone wants to feel loved And everyone wants to feel their worth in other relationships. Like they mean something. You mean something, right? We all want to feel like we mean something. You don't get into relationships or you don't go somewhere all day just to feel crappy, right? So when we're in these cycles or we're in these relationships or these work situations, family situations, maybe you're showing up and you're always the strong person for the family. If you have something, and this could be something that's already, passed that you had to deal with, when the S hits the fan, who's the one who's always there? Who's the one who's always making sure someone's eating or always going to the appointments or always, doing all the things to the point where, you're not really feeling that you're being valued. You're feeling that, ragged's the word that pops in my head, but just that tiredness and, the energy that you're expending isn't being reciprocated or isn't being returned. And so it ends up, you're just wearing yourself down, right? So one of the things that I would say is how do you ask for these things? Like, how are you asking for people to love you? How are you asking for people to show you your worth? And a lot of people know about the 5 love languages, which is a really good thing since this is, a shorter thing. I don't include like everything we possibly could go over. But the 5 love languages, if you don't know it, you can Google it, and it's very informative, and it's good to kind of figure out what your love language is and let people know, have that communication so they can reciprocate it, so it can be reciprocated, right? Okay, so a few questions that I have listed to think about as we experience things in childhood, or how we were treated, or maybe a significant experience. Sometimes, you'll hear the phrase, or maybe you have said that, this happened, like I'm over it now, or I've already been to therapy for that, or I'm fine. And then, you'll see something play out in your life now, in your present time, and you realize that this is something that needs addressed. And you might have been fine for a few years, but now's the time that it's time to work on it. Like the mirror is up, you're looking at it, it's in your face, you're aware. You can push it down again, or you can process it and do the work and get it out of your energy space in your body. Okay, so when we're looking at that, and you're looking at your learned patterns and how trauma is stored, and actually I should have pulled this out, but hold on 1 second. Let me grab it. Hold on a second. My little stash here. Everyone loves Brene Brown. Everybody loves Brene Brown, just saying. Okay, so the book I'm referring to, though, is, where am I at? Camera. The Body Keeps the Score. It's The Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. It's by Bessel van der Kolk, or Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. Absolutely recommend picking up this book. I think you can actually get it on PDF. And let's see if you can see the author in the screen. You can Google him. He has some YouTubes and stuff that you can check out some of his stuff and, go more in depth. Like I said, this is, a masterclass, so I can't go into all the things. And then also, The Whole Brain Child is another book that I do recommend. And yes, it says, strategies to nurture your child's developing mind, as in if you have children. However, reading something like this can really help you address some of the strategies or childhood support that you didn't have that's playing out now. right? And how you can address that. So I do recommend both of those books. And while we're talking about it, I do recommend Brene Brown's Daring Greatly and Dare to Lead, because she's amazing. And she is really good with the authentic, vulnerable, and really connecting with yourself at a whole different level. So I listened to her podcast. I think she's amazing. All right. So when we're looking at these things, you're looking at, sorry, I see way a lot because, I've done a lot of healing work myself to get to where I am now. Who are you now? Who are you now? Like, this would be something that if you have a notebook or a journal, and like I said, I will send out the PowerPoint as I'm doing the classes. Who are you now? And it could be, these are one of those things or questions that I would brainstorm. Write it at the top of the paper. Maybe write at the top of the paper and then underneath it, you're like, I think I'm going to do the laundry today. And then maybe and you start making a list, or you think about what you're going to go to the store for dinner, right? It's fine. It's still there, written out. Who are you now? What is love for you? Write it on there. Who do you want to be? And just go back to the question and you can write one word. Inspiring, smart, whole, happy, satisfied. Who are you now? Are you happy? Are you feeling like there's something missing? You're not quite there? Are you frustrated? Just be really honest. Like I said, you don't have to, answer it right then. You might get distracted. Just like with meditation, start sitting there and you're quieting your mind, and then your mind starts chatting, right? But write the questions down and write down what comes to mind as you feel it, right? Be honest. It doesn't help you at all if you write questions down like this and then you're putting what you think you want to hear, or you think like if someone's reading your journal, right? And you don't want anyone to know. So you're still like in this hiding, not as vulnerable, courageous space, right? And write as if you're the only person, which usually you are, the only person in the world who's ever going to read your journal. And as soon as you're honest and you write all this stuff down, just really be raw with yourself, you're going to burn it right afterwards. So it's done. Like no one will know, like it's okay, right? But I invite you to really do this exercise and just try it. And I would invite you to do this more than once. Like say you journal later tonight or in the morning and you write these questions down. And I'll repost these. Who are you now? What is love for you? Where do you want to be? And who do you need to be for you? And then tomorrow, if you haven't answered them yet, or you feel like you want to add, do it on a new page. Revisit that page. And I would say to do this, if it's something that comes up, or if you're feeling like you're kind of struggling or resistant to this, I would definitely encourage you to do this as your kind of a daily practice as you journal, right? And it's you, like no one's judging you. You're the safest space, right? No one's reading it. And you know what? If you have other people in the house that you think may read it, then write it out, and you can burn it, rip it up, throw it away, write a new page the next day. Make it safe for you. Hide it. I don't know, put it in the pocket, like rip it out of your journal and put it in a pocket of a coat that you never wear. Revisit it later. And I know that sounds silly, but I'm being serious. Like, there are people that will watch this at some point that may not feel like they have that space to express themselves. And a journal isn't something that is just for them, right? So these are just a few tips. Okay, so this is part of really reconnecting with you. All right, so I don't remember how I did it last time. We're gonna try this again. Oh, whoops. Oh my gosh. There should be, I thought there was something where you can like, okay, that's better than nothing, right? Questions. Okay. So, all right. So one of the things that I mentioned earlier was that I'm really excited that you're here. And there's a reason you're here. Even if it's just, I was just curious. I wanted to see this, who this gal is. What's this trauma to true love stuff? Or, like, I want to find my twin flame. Like, whatever reason you're here, or you've had healings from me before, and, we've been able to address some of the frustrations that you've had, and, you want to go in a little bit deeper. You have a relationship that's playing out. You might be like, I'm actually pretty good in the relationship thing right now. I just wanted to come for some extra healing. Amazing, right? All these things are amazing. Start where you are now, wherever it is, whatever your reason, your why for being here right now, you are here. And by being here, you are allowing yourself to be open to receive healing, to receive new information, to receive something just for you. You're taking this time, whether you're watching it live or on the replay, you are setting aside time right now and sharing it with me and everybody here. But you're taking that space just for you, right? It's exciting. It's really exciting. Okay. And so just for those of us with the stages of change, I did include the little graph, which I don't know if I can make it bigger on here, but like I said, I'm going to post this. I don't know. Let me see. I can no, I can't. I don't want to do that. Okay. So with the stages, by doing this, you are moving in from determination, and that's where you're like, okay, I want to do something. I know I'm feeling disconnected. So you're not in the pre-contemplation or contemplation phase. Like, you're already like, kind of, whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, you're seeking out information, you're seeking out healing, you're just being in Alicia's group. If that's how you came across my class or the masterclass, just being in that group alone is showing that you are reaching out for more, right? And now by going to classes, by showing up for this, by showing up for other healings, whether you're going to workout classes or therapy or, yoga, meditation, like whatever it is you're doing in your life, you're showing up for yourself, and now you're in action, right? So that's amazing. So I just want to validate that for everybody. All right, so let's go. I don't know if I'll get through. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Okay. So with that, as you're taking action and going through the different classes and learning from other people and showing up for healings, one of the main things is, are you actually allowing yourself to be open to receive this information for you? Are you committed to your healing? Have you made the commitment to not just show up, but to try things, to put things in action? Are you really connecting with your authentic self, or are you still connecting with the wounded, safe inner child? Are you still listening to the ego? Like you see something amazing and you're like, oh, I can do this. And then it starts getting a little squishy and the ego's like, you're good here. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. Like we'll watch that meditation again, or we'll go to that class again, or that healer's amazing. We'll watch her stuff. Like something it'll fix it, right? We'll just law of attraction. If I watch the things and I get the healings, it'll be fixed, right? Where if you're connected with your authentic self, at some point you do have to make the changes. You have to show up for yourself. You have to do the action. Okay, so one of the things, and like I said, you don't have to comment if you don't want to at this time. But are you really embracing who you are now? Like truly? Like, do you feel authentic? Do you feel authentic in your relationships, in your conversations, when you show up for work and you're not being heard, or you don't feel supported? Are you allowing that to be your worth, or are you truly embracing who you are and looking to make the change, right? Maybe, financially you can't necessarily quit your job tomorrow, right? Some people do that. We're like, I'm just going to take the leap and quit my job. That's amazing, right? Because at some point that's going to happen if you're not happy. But if you're still in the phase where like right now, I financially can't quit my job until you find a new job, until you, I don't know, there's a million reasons until, right? There's always that reason. I actually don't even need to give a tangible reason. Go for that reason, right? There's no until what? So if you're writing, you write this in your journal right now, right? If you're really authentic and embracing that part of you, and you're like, I love myself, and this is how I want to feel. This is who I am. This is my worth, right? As you're writing these things down, you're doing this work. And then you're like, well, I'm stuck in this situation until. So write down what the until is. And then we're going to look at, or you're going to look at, and you can get help with this, obviously, support, because sometimes this is very overwhelming. I know this to be very true. How do you make that until your present reality? So now it's not an until, it's happened. I can move out of this situation. Like, done, gone. Here I am, crown on. I did it, right? And it's not about staying stuck and not feeling heard, and allowing your space to be filled with things that don't resonate with you, that aren't in your highest and best good, that don't make you feel good at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day even. You're in a space where you like waking up in the morning and going to work, or going on vacation, or whatever it is that you're doing, staying at home. You're not settling and you're not suffering, right? People look at the word suffering and obviously there are different degrees, right? A lot of people have different lives. One of the things that I always say, and I've said for years, is that the way you feel is the way that you feel, and it is very important. If you're waking up every morning and you're sad, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be sad. Like, I have a roof over my head, and I just drove past the homeless people yesterday at the camp, and it's freezing outside. Yes, like yes, right? However, that's their struggle, and there's nothing minimal about it. However, the fact that you're waking up sad every day is what your focus is right now in the present moment. And And that's important. Like, no one should be waking up sad. No matter what your lifestyle is, where you live, what you have over your head, what your situation is, being in your authentic, true self of worth and love, you should feel happy. And I'm not saying you have to make six figures and, go on vacation every month, or, you can have the quiet, kick back, nice. I go to my job, I do some volunteer work. I love my family, or I love my dog, just, it doesn't have to be this like grandiose, I'm a celebrity lifestyle. But happiness here in your heart and having that heart connection is what's really important. Okay. That's my soapbox. All right. So, let's see. My notes. Okay. So, like I mentioned with the last question, how do we manage those relationships that we're stuck in? And I went over I talked about the until, how a lot of us will say, we can't change this until. And I've shared a few times in my life. I was in, sorry, I'm reading comments. I was in unexpectedly, I thought I was in the white picket fence, Prince Charming relationship of my life with someone that I knew prior to the military, and we didn't have a bad relationship. And then we reconnected a few years ago, and it's a different person. So it was very unexpected. It was very traumatic, all the things. And I felt really stuck, right? And I didn't tell any of my friends. No, I mean, when it went bad, like nobody knew what was going on until afterwards. And it was, horrible is the only word I can think of, right? So some of us have experienced things. Somebody who's watching this might be experiencing it now, and you're stuck in this relationship loop, or you keep attracting these relationships that not only are not in your highest and best good, but they're also relationships where you're not feeling in control and not feeling like you can get out of it, which can be scary, hopeless, helpless, all the things. So let me take a drink of water. Thank you. Okay. So I know it sounds simplistic, and when I say it, please believe me, I completely have been there. But there comes a point where we really have to stop making excuses, right? And stop hiding, and do the work and make the until it's happened. Like, I got out of the relationship. I reached out to my friend. I told somebody what was happening, and, I prayed, I meditated. Even if you're doing the work and you're doing it privately, I promise you that the connections and the resources that you need will come into your experience. If you are asking for help, even from the inside, if you're connected into your heart space and you're leading with your heart and your emotions, and it's not just the desire to be happy, that's obviously the huge part of it, but you're in that action phase. You're trying to do things to make you happy, taking time for yourself when you can, whatever it is, that friend you needed, that information you needed, that resource you needed, like, it'll be one of those things where you're like, I can't believe this happened. This is amazing. Like, everything will fall into place. And when I got out of the relationship, we literally fled the state. When I got out of the relationship with that person, I was at a point where, like, I don't know, like this, like, I was literally like done, right? And then this happened, and then this happened, and then this help came, and this help came. And it was one thing after another. And even to this day, when I tell, and I'm not going to go into the story right now, but when I tell the story, it doesn't even sound real to me, right? And also it's my story. So when you're doing this, everybody will have their own story and their own process and their own resources. And you'll have a story of like, to people will be like, what? That's crazy. Right. And then you'll get to a point where you're happy. You're out. You got out. Everything came together because you showed up for yourself. Okay. Oh, well, now it's just that easy. I just did the mouse and it moved. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So how you show up for you is how you show up for other things. I went over that. Everyone who's here and who will be here is ready or asking. Okay. And I mentioned this, that if you're here now, even something small like this, when you show up for yourself, to a class, I have a friend who started doing pottery this year, and it's something she does by herself. She doesn't take her kids or her boyfriend or anybody, and she goes and she creates these things, and it's amazing. She doesn't even give them away. I mean, I finally got one. Just saying, it's gorgeous. But like, it's something she does just for her, and I absolutely celebrate it. I love when she posts pictures of it. I love when she shows me what she's making, even if she's like, I don't know, this dish kind of like went in the kiln, and all those jargon words that I don't understand because I don't do pottery. And she's like, it's a lump. And I'm like, it's gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like, she's doing this for herself. She shows up for her class every week and she invests in it because, she's paying for it. So not only is she investing her time in it, she's investing her money in it, and she's doing it just for her. And even if it's not something you pay for necessarily with money, I absolutely recommend, and you'll hear me say this probably throughout the 4 days, that you find something just for you, whether it's an hour away. If you're a reader and you want to read a book, or you want to just go and listen to a podcast. I know at some point today, there was all the kids being crazy, and I'm like, I'm trying to do this. I had a expo, a Wounded Warrior Project expo that I'm involved with this weekend, and it was really noisy. And I'm like, I'm just, Starbucks and everything else is closed right now. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in my car with the heater running. I was literally like, I need to take this hour for myself, right? Luckily, everybody calmed down and they went to the store or something. But it's really, blocking out that time for you and for something that is just for you and that you enjoy doing. Okay. Let's see. True awareness. Yes. Okay. So awareness, if something's coming up, to where you're questioning it. So, since you commented, like it says, I feel like I'm just being, can I actually pop these up? I don't know if I can do that right now. I don't really need to, I guess. Let's see. I can show, oh no, whoops. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments here and I didn't see them all. Why am I not seeing these? They're not refreshing on my screen. Okay. Let's see here. So I feel like I'm being true to myself, just really shy right now. I feel like I'm hiding parts of myself, right? Okay. So the reason why, let me push my PowerPoint back up so I can see it. The reason why since this is on here, whoops, it didn't clear, did it? Look, I cleared them. Yes, it did. Okay. So I know there's this weird delay. Is when you're aware and you're questioning something, and it's coming up, and the fact that you said that you're hiding parts of yourself, right? So when you look at that and you're like, okay, I'm really shy. Like, are you, just introverted? I know people that know me think I'm like this really crazy social extrovert, like whatever. And I am, if you're my people. But I'm really an introvert. Like, I really don't like doing too many things. At least now, I don't really like doing too many things outside my circle. Like, even if I go out, I usually, it's to a place that I feel comfortable, especially if I'm by myself and I go out for some peace and quiet or whatever, the time when things were still open. I go out and it's a place that I'm comfortable with. I don't just usually randomly, I don't know. I mean, I've done some things. I went to Amsterdam for a week by myself, but normally I don't do things quite, I don't know, extroverted. And when I'm around a lot of people, if I'm going to an event, especially now, like I really know who's there. I kind of know the energy I'm going into. And that's really important to me, right? And if I have stuff come up or if someone, a situation happens, and one of the things is I have awareness. So if you're addressing something about you, awareness is absolutely the first step. And by being aware, you can look at it and go, okay, is this something that I want to change? Is this something I want to develop? Right? Is it a strength? Is it something that, with being shy, it's, do I want to put myself out there more? Do I want to maybe communicate more with my inner circle, with the people I'm comfortable with, express myself that way? It's not like you have to like get on live streams every day, that kind of thing, to kind of, not be as hidden. Do you want to journal more, like we talked about earlier, and express things about you that you haven't really been wanting to write about or admit or say out loud to yourself, right? So awareness is the first step. And by doing this and processing this, like I mentioned, is what really connects you to you and your heart space. By diving in and really learning who you are is really how you work through this trauma, how you heal, and how you really get to that true love space, how you get to that space where even if things are, stressful, like, I don't know, like your PowerPoint's not working, right? You're not like having anxiety or freaking out or just saying, I'm not going to do this now. Like you don't give up, right? You're smiling, happy, ease and flow. Let's go with it. And yes. And you're in a space where, how can I make it better? Right? Not like, this is terrible. This always happens to me. I shouldn't put myself out there. Right? So, and that's the difference right now. I really, really come from a different mindset now that I've done a lot of this work. And a lot of people I know that have also done this work or doing this work. I've just seen so many amazing shifts in people throughout the years. Some water. People that have really made amazing changes. Sometimes, and we'll kind of go over this. Probably, I don't know which day it is, but sometimes when we're in it, or when we have something that comes up, when we are made aware of something, and this is whether you're made aware of it because you can feel it, you're, like how you feel, like if you're not being supported at work and you are being talked down to and you are struggling to feel your worth. I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. This could also, what was I saying? Oh my goodness. Ease and grace, right? Okay. So I don't know what, the energy is just high, so that's probably distracted me. Okay. Okay, so I'll just start again, right? So when you have the awareness, oh, that's what it is. Okay, so awareness, it's not just like maybe a few words or a feeling. Like awareness can come up and manifest in different ways. Situations, the work situations, and because it comes up in these different ways and these different situations, it comes up so you can make the changes. All right, so I'll figure out exactly what I was going to say. But I just don't want, like, awareness isn't just, awareness on the the big picture is what we've been talking about with the cycles in our relationships. And, seeing, if you are like making that statement, like, I keep meeting these kind of people, or why do my friends keep treating me like this, or why do I keep getting these same kind of supervisors, and why can't I just get a break? Like those kind of things, when you're in that kind of victim talk, instead of the moving forward growth mindset change talk, right, where we all want to be. You know, that is awareness. And by having awareness, that's how we can make changes. We can clear, or we can address the trauma that's coming up, that's, past. We can address what's going on in our life situations now, and taking a really good look in the mirror. So awareness is your mirror. Or awareness isn't really the mirror, but by the mirror, you gain your awareness to process things. Okay. Let's see, that threw me off for a second. All right, so let's see. I think we are at, yes. Okay, so I am going to pull out my bunda. All right, so what time is it? Okay, so I thought it was going to be a little bit shorter. I'll try to make tomorrow a little bit shorter. All right, so what I'm going to do now is, those of you who have watched Alicia's stuff, her lives and stuff before, or any of mine actually, or had healings with me, we have the Heart of Creation. And that is what connects you to your heart space and connects you to, I like to say, all the things, because we always start with going into the Heart of Creation space, and then bringing in the other alignments and the other tools that, or the other alignments that we need for healing, and the other activations. So, all right, give me 1 second, because I want to pull this up. All right, so what I'm going to do is go through this, which I do these usually when I do my lives and my healings and stuff. I always start these off. I'm going to move my laptop over with the Heart of Creation healings meditation. And I don't need to share my screen for this. Okay, my hair is all crazy. That's okay. All right. Okay, so we're just going to breathe. And I'm actually going to give you a second. I don't know. Give me 1 second. Let me check. Okay, I did skip one. Okay, so before we do this, and I will actually put this prompt up so you guys can do this tonight or tomorrow or just whenever, or if you feel you want to. A prompt, and it's, who is your celebrity or famous inspiration? It doesn't necessarily have to be a celebrity, because some of us are like celebrities are crazy, right? So this can be someone fun. This can be someone, really serious, someone who's mentored you. It could be like a coach you had, or someone who's in your life, like a really good friend. This could be like, for me, I would say that she's a celebrity. I don't know. In social work, she is, right? Brene Brown is someone who really inspires me. And I listen to her podcast, read her books, love her stuff, really resonate with her personality and the way that she views things and how straightforward she is. Her really looking at vulnerability and really giving people the space to just be as vulnerable and courageous and make mistakes and laugh and be okay with it and have a moment to cry and process it, and then to just put your big girl pants on and start over again, right? Because that's what this is all about. So when you process stuff, it's not, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but it's not always about like, people put this pressure, like everything has to be perfect. You have to look perfect. You have to be perfect, especially when you're, in a field where you're helping other people. Like if you don't have your us together, like how you could help someone else? And we don't allow ourselves to process and to feel emotions and to have a day. Right? Okay. So for me, Brene Brown is really great because she's obviously on a way bigger platform than I am. It's really great about giving people that space and just teaching them how to give themselves permission to process, right? And really connect with themselves. And that's what I'm all about as well. So what the exercise is you're going to pick your person. And like I said, it doesn't have to, this isn't like a really intensive thing. It doesn't have to be like the person. Just pick someone and you're going to write them a thank you. Okay. So we're going to write, sorry, I'm looking at my PowerPoint. We're going to, or I'd invite you to tell them when you write your thank you, right? You're going to tell them what you admire about them and what it is about them that inspires you, right? So if I'm going to write a letter, or I don't know, go on her Facebook, write her a comment. I don't know. Right. If I'm going to do this, and this isn't something, I mean, if you feel called to, you can obviously, but this is just for you. This is an exercise for you. Okay. You're going to write what you admire about them and what it is about them that inspires you, what it is that, what kind of impact they've made on your life. Right. And this doesn't have to be in depth, doesn't have to be like a full page. This literally could be just a few sentences. Just thank you. Like, I love how you've been such a champion for women and for people that don't know how to express their vulnerability. I love that you've helped me look at myself and put a mirror up to myself and allow myself to be more vulnerable and to communicate more with the people I care about and to surround myself with people who do the same things, right? Bravely authentic. That's why I picked the name. That's why, I strive to live my life. And that's what I share for other people so that they can be bravely authentic in their lives too. Honestly, bravely authentic, the name, it's not just like, oh, I picked this powerful name. It is a combination of the healing work that I did and with, the teachings of different people like Brene Brown, with the healing modalities and just really, stepping out for myself, stepping out of the hiding that we were talking about in the comments, right? Stepping out of the hiding and really putting that mirror up and really doing the work and not being ashamed about it, right? Before I wouldn't share any of my stories, any of my traumas with anybody. And I was in a shame, stigma space. And now I'm like, I'm me and I love me and I can feel love now and it's amazing, right? Okay, so Brene Brown, thank you for being that inspiration and having an impact, an impact in my life that helped kind of lead me to where I'm at now, right? Okay, so that's your prompt. I will post it since I just took the PowerPoint down. I didn't realize I skipped the slide until I went to go do the meditation, right? Okay. So simple, who is someone famous, celebrity, famous in your world that is an inspiration to you, and you're just going to write them a thank you note, whether it's a few sentences or you do feel compelled to write, journal. Tell them what you admire about them, what it is about them that inspires you, and what is the impact that they've made in your life. Okay, fairly simple. All right, and we will revisit that briefly tomorrow. Okay. All right, so, okay. So if you have some water, I'm going to drink some water. I'm actually going to get my other water. I'm going to pull in some big guns here. Okay. One of the reasons I picked Reconnect as the first day, as I mentioned earlier, was I feel like you need to be able to feel what your heart space feels like, right? You need to have that space to start journaling, and journaling can be writing down, just when I say that, to really start looking inside, be really introspective about how you feel, like how you truly feel when you wake up in the morning, how when you're sitting there and you're, looking at the room you're in and the other people that are in it, like, how are you truly feeling? Like, really, how are you truly feeling? And this is something that, now that we're talking about it, sit in a room, work, home, restaurant. How are you feeling? And really looking at that. And no, I didn't freeze. I was just giving a moment to sink in. But really taking these moments to bring this stuff up, to really connect with you, right? And we talked about the mirror, and we talked about the awareness, and the stuff in the earlier slides. And the reason is when you start making those connections with you, you can see what's resonating and what's not, right? I don't like the way this person makes me feel. I don't like this relationship in my life. I don't like that I feel drained and tired every time I go and visit this family member, or every time I'm going to help this particular person, or help this situation, right? When I'm showing up all the time and the other people aren't showing up, right? Okay, so these are the, when you start feeling that disconnect. And once you pick these things, or you're aware of these things, then you can release them, right? But if you're not connected with yourself, and if you're not feeling that connection with yourself, and you're not really taking that time to be bravely authentic, to be courageous and vulnerable with how you're truly feeling in your situations, in your life, around the people that you're feeling guilty for feeling disconnected with, because you're not supposed to feel that way, right? That's a lot of times that's what it is we just bury things, or we're like, oh, I shouldn't, that's my mom, or like, that's my kid. Like, my kids make me crazy. They make me crazy daily, right? And I'm in a really good headspace. But when I'm all stressed out and I was in my trauma space and kids having a meltdown, like, I handled it very differently, right? Because you handle it coming from a completely different mindset. So when you can start changing when you can start connecting with yourself and start changing the things around you, that's what's really going to change the things around you and really change your mindset. And you'll start showing up for yourself more and more, to the point when something shows up, you're like, oh, we're not even getting in a relationship with that. We're not available for that. It's not like, gosh, dang it, I did it again. I'm in the middle of it and I don't know what to do now. It's literally like, oh, no, go. What? Thank you. There's people over there that might enjoy your company, right? So that's why I do connection first, and then we'll do release tomorrow, and then we'll do the renew stuff. Okay. All right. So we're just going to settle wherever you're at. If you're able to, and it's quiet. Go quiet. Put on some background music. I had some on a little while ago, but it looks like it paused. Get some water, take a breath, and we're going to relax. And you can lay down, you can sit. A lot of times people, spine straight and the whole thing, but I'm just going to invite you to, in this space, to show up as comfortable as you want to right now. You want to lay down, you want to sit, you want to sit curled up, right? Just be you, be comfortable. Just take a real cleansing breath. Ready? In through the nose. Just gotta out through the mouth. Just get it out. It can be a big, ugly, noisy breath. One of the things I like about my yoga space, she likes just to do the big and everyone in the class is and it's that obnoxious. Just we're letting it out. We're claiming our space. You're claiming your space around you to just let it out. Sound obnoxious. Be yourself. Right? Just gonna let it out. Put your arms down. If you're aware they can hang down a little bit, just feel the blood. Rush down your arms to your fingertips. Just feel that heaviness. Feel your shoulders want to release and go down. Just breathe. Nothing fancy. Just breathing. Just relaxing. Just really sinking down into where you're at. And close your eyes. Keep them open if that's more comfortable. You can dim the lights. Just be where you are right now. Just show up for yourself right now. Whenever right now is. I'm going to invite you, excuse me. I'm going to invite you to just feel where you're seated, where you're laying down, and feel where you're at. Feel where it is. Make that connection. And drop down into your heart space. And put your hands, in your heart space. You don't have to. And see, feel, or imagine what that space feels like to you. Do you see it? Do you see a color? Does it feel warm? Does it feel a little scary? Does it feel safe? How do you want it to feel? And drop down into the heart space. We're just going to start feeling into the space around you. We're going to call back all your energy from today, all your energy from this week, all the energy that you've been giving away that you just want back, all cleansed and pure. It's just yours. I'm a visual person, so I will talk a little visually, a little more visually, but just really feel around you, see around you. You can assign a color, this pink light of compassion, this pink light that comes from your heart. Just look around you like little bits. Just pull your energy back into your space. Pull your energy back into your heart. Just let it gather and grow. And release across these sparks of light. Imagine this golden white light, this pure source energy that is part of who you are. You start filling your body up, just becoming pinker, or whatever color resonates with you, just more beautiful and brighter and bigger. Now imagine this ball of light in the center of your heart is corded in, anchored in. I'm just going to drop this cord down. Drop it all the way down your body, all the way down your legs, all the way down into the center of the earth, and all the way down to the very center in the core. When you come to the center of the earth, and you're going to find your anchor point, and everybody has their own, down into the center of Gaia, see, feel, or imagine a warm golden light. This light is the heart chakra of Gaia. Just breathe and anchor in. And I always say, just give Gaia that warm heart-to-heart hug, right? You're going to anchor in your heart space with her heart space. I'm going to anchor in and make that connection. Some people see it as kind of taking that cord and wrapping it around something, wrapping it around their anchor point to really hold in. I always just like the vision of a hug, that heart to heart. So connect into the heart of Gaia and feel that heart-to-heart connection between you and the heart of Gaia. And begin to draw the unconditional love and support back up through your cord. And now we're going to bring all that back up into the Earth Star Chakra, which is about 12 inches below your feet. And it's okay if you don't know all the chakras or what they mean or even what a chakra is. Just imagine that space below your feet, really anchoring you into your space in the earth, anchoring your feet in, coming up your feet and opening up those feet chakras, up your legs, up into the root, the bottom of your spine. And we're going to bring it up to the sacral and the solar plexus, which is the second and the third chakras. We're going to bring it back up into the heart. When you bring it back up into the heart, you're just going to see your heart expand. You're going to mix that warm golden energy from Gaia, from the earth, that growing energy, that fertile energy, mix in with your heart space. And then we're going to take that ball of energy and that ball of light, and we're going to bring it all the way up. Now we're going to go up through the body, up and out, past the upper chakras, past the higher self, and you can anchor in if you'd like. We're going to go all the way up past the universe, past the multiverse, and as far as you can travel, up until you reach the beautiful iridescent light of the heart of creation, the heart of creator. And once again, like I said, I always like to make that heart-to-heart hug. Hugs for me were a really big thing. When I found my connection, when I found my true love in my heart space, giving a hug was the most amazing experience for me afterwards. And I just love sharing that exchange of true love. So when you feel anchored in, we're going to bring that iridescent light down in the higher self, into the I am presence. We're going to bring it down into the soul star chakra, below the higher self, above the crown, so it's 12 inches above. We're going to make that connection. We're going to bring it through the crown and through the third eye. It's right here. And then down into the communication channels, the higher heart, into the heart. And as you're bringing it in through the chakras and these energetic channels, usually the front, we'll say they run clockwise. And so they open up and they're expanding and they're opening up for optimum for you. And everybody's different, right? And their backs are releasing, they're counterclockwise. So they get to release all the things. So as you see this energy running, we're going to mix it all in. with the energy from the heart of Gaia and your iridescent pink light of compassion. And we're going to form this rose gold light. I'm just going to feel into it. And right now I'm feeling a little tight. So I just encourage you to breathe. If you need to, you can drink some water. It's okay. Put your hands up to release. You can even go like this. Just kind of grab some of that tightness and that energy and just throw it out of your space. Throw it out into the universe. Throw it out into the earth to take over, to clear out of your space. Clear out the heaviness. And as this energy expands, I like to run it down the arm channels, out through the hand chakras, your creative channels, and get those chakras running as well, clockwise and counterclockwise. Run it out into the subtle bodies, etheric bodies, all the layers of the aura. We're going to run it until it forms a perfect sphere around you about 12 feet out. I say out from your fingertips. If you put your arms out, straight out, 12 feet in all directions. And it's going to form a beautiful ball, a beautiful sphere of rose gold light that you are in the center of. This is only for you, no matter how many people watch this, what the collective is. You have your own space, your own ball of light, your own healing space. It's safe, and you're in it, and you're loved. And this is your connection. Just breathe. When I'm quiet, just invite you to listen with your heart, listen with your body, listen to your thoughts, listen to what comes up. Just feel how you feel. Whatever you're feeling is okay. Whether you feel calm and you're like, this is the best ever, whether you're starting to feel a little anxiety, whether you're starting to want to turn it off, whether you're just wanting to sink into it and learn more, to feel more. Just start and feel and listen where you are right now in your heart space connection. If you want to, you can, put your hands on your knees, on your legs, and kind of feel your body a little bit. Sometimes I like to do that. Just my eyes closed, even I just can feel. Put your hands up. Just kind of feel in a receiving. Put your hands up. You can put your hands all the way up. Just breathe. You can see what you're receiving, how that feels for you. You can bring your hands to heart center. Just breathe that in. You can bring your hands to your third eye, your chakra centers. However you feel, whatever resonates with you as you move through this energy. Everybody's at different levels and in different spaces and has different practices. So whatever you feel is comfortable and doing something different, I encourage you to try something different and to see how it feels. And it might be something that does resonate with you, that brings in more energy, right? You might not want to do it if you're not ready for that energy. Okay. So as we're in this space, I'm going to run a few connection alignments, and nothing too intensive. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh, there's going to be so much energy. One of the things to keep in mind is everybody is coming from a different space and a different energetic space. Even those of us that have been doing healing work, there's times I'll get an attunement, or even just you'll hear the feedback from the class, and everybody's like, I slept for 2 days afterwards, or I really was just pounding water. So you receive what you need to when in the amount that you are able to receive it and process it. So maybe you'll process some of it now. You might process more of it later. You might feel called to watch this portion again and, process the energy more or in a different way. So it's never anything usually that you can't handle. And, if you're feeling the energy and you feel like I need a break, then stop. Turn it off. It's not like, oh, I'm not doing the work. It's fine. Ease and grace, right? Be easy with yourself. There's times I've fallen asleep right in the middle of a attunement or a meditation, or even because I do self-Reiki every day, right? And I'm giving the self-healing. I've literally fallen asleep in the middle of my own self-healings. I just brought in the energy that I needed to, and my body's processing it, right? So, as they always say, you do you, right? Okay, so some of these alignments are coming from the advanced series classes, and some of the advanced alignments that Alicia and Kimberly have put together and are putting out. And one of the ones that I picked for connection, because each day we'll be doing a few, and we'll be doing the alignments towards the end, just FYI. And so you'll be able to receive the healings and the alignments and then have a break, right? Because we've been on for quite longer than I thought. Okay, so the first alignment I want to bring in is Awaken True Happiness. And it says, right, there's always a little snippet. It says, true happiness feels like freedom. So just feel that. You're in your heart space, right? You can close your eyes while you're listening. You don't have to. You can take some notes. True happiness feels like freedom. We are free to be ourselves and to love and to be who we want. We are free from the need or desire to blame others, right? True happiness is independent of other people's beliefs and desires. And this releases us from having our personal happiness influenced or restricted in any way by others. When we are happy, we are able to make decisions from the heart and to live from the heart. This alignment will activate the happiness genes that are located in your central nervous system, adrenals, and pancreas. It also connects your heart. It also connects your heart-brain, and we're going to run the heart-brain alignment as well, bringing in the ability to understand the messages of the heart and the ability to live in a more heart-centered energy. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Just want to share. I'm really excited. I love bringing these energies in. They just feel so happy, right? And that's what this is. We're awakening true happiness. You just feel into that, right? Okay. It balances the brain chemistry and activates the emotions of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment as it eliminates the beliefs, thought forms, oath, vows, and contracts that stand in the way of true and lasting happiness. This alignment also releases blame and the need or desire to have someone or something to blame. We talked about earlier being in the until or my situation or in a victim mentality or feeling hopeless or helpless, right? Releasing. We're in our space now. We're setting our boundaries. And even if like right now in this moment, we don't see how we can change our situation, we are connecting with ourselves so that we can bring in all the things that we need to make the changes. Like right now, you are, by participating in this, you are allowing the door to swing wide open, or you're just allowing yourself hope or possibility, right? You're awakening your heart space and your connection and your true happiness. And like I said, everyone's at different levels. Some people feel they're awakened and, they're up leveling in a different way. Some people that are going to watch this are in a different space. And this is something that you've been asking for, and that really, really this is the moment, right? I promise you. Like, Mommy, things can change. Look! Oh, do you want some water? Look, Mom. It's okay. It's okay. The candle went out in the little area with the money box. Just saying. Which is okay. It was a little too late. Don't panic. Okay, so this alignment also releases blame and the need. Oh, I read that part. Okay. Let's see. So it activates actually, I'll read the sentence again. This alignment releases the blame and the need or desire to have someone or something to blame, as it activates a deep understanding of being responsible for your own reality. Right? Okay. Just take a breath and drop back down into your heart space. And see, feel, or imagine your heart space again. How's it feeling now? Can you see it running? Do you see that clockwise energy? Do you see how it's forming the sphere around you? And as we're in that heart space, we're going to run the Awaken True Happiness Alignment. I'm just quiet for a moment. I'm just feeling in the energy. The way I'm seeing this in is it comes in. It's coming in clockwise, like in through the crown. So it comes in, it's settling into the heart. It's going down. It's opening up the chakras. It's settling into the roots, and it's really opening up the root chakra. It's giving all your space of healing. It's expanding out into the sphere, into the layers of you, the outer layers, the outer 12-dimensional grid. I like to see these alignments, especially the ones that are really making powerful shifts. I see the flow going to the cords that are connecting you to the heart of Gaia and the heart of Creator. If you have certain guides that you work with, God, Creator, Source, Universe, angels. Some people work with spirit animals, the fire dragons, all the things. All these are coming forward now. And it's specific for everyone. If you have someone that you resonate with, that you work with, you can call them forward. A lot of times our guides and our higher source, our divine power, it's always there. Obviously, they're always there. But unless we do the ask, right? Really have that intention out there. This is something I want to work on. This is something I want to feel. I really want to awaken my true happiness. I want to invite this energy in. Help me work with this. Show me how to expand this. Show me how to embody this. Just say it out loud. You can say a prayer. Just put that intention out there. Right? Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to bring in the expand alignment as well. It's one of the advanced alignments. We are beings of love. We are inherently worthy, but we stay small and dim in our light without even knowing it because of layers of fear and doubts around our infinite value. These false thoughts and beliefs of unworthiness continuously emanate into all areas of our lives. They cast shadows and create struggles and challenges in our relationships with others. That's what we're talking about. With ourselves, with time, with money, with health, and with life itself. So this alignment will bring in unconditional love and acceptance to where your mind and your ego is desiring to keep you small because of fear, doubts, or beliefs around unworthiness. This alignment will also bring in divine healing, light to your cells, your subtle bodies, and also into your pillar of light, which begins above your crown chakra, up here in your soul star chakra, and through the 12 chakra column into the earth to your earth star chakra, which is below your feet, allowing for extraordinary expansion. Okay, so we are going to bring that in now, divine love and light. Expand alignment now in. Create change it. Thank you. I'm going to run a purification and a spiritual detox for everyone listening now, who's going to listen in the replay and any timeline. Run these down. Divine love and light. Create change it. Thank you. And allow the energies to run. Allow you to release, subconsciously release things easier. When I brought that in, it felt really expansive. So I feel like some people might feel a little overwhelmed with the energy, or just as they're experiencing it, not know exactly how to handle it. The ego might be reacting a little bit, which is fine. It's normal, completely normal. So I'm just going to run the... Okay. Let me see. Okay, so what I think I want to do... Okay. So I'm going to do a couple things, honestly. I'm feeling like if I run too much, it might be a little intense for a few people. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call in the alignments. I'm just not going to read through them all, especially for time right now. I'm going to call in a few alignments and set that space. So for those that are in the space to accept them, and I'm not saying that I'm not going, no, you can't accept it. Anyone that wants to accept it can. But just energetic, my intuition's telling me I'm going to call them in and run them, right? What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to record a meditation with the alignments that I had listed for this day. and I will send it out. I will post it. And so that way there is a meditation so you can go back and listen to these a few times and revisit the energy and revisit the alignments. I feel like that's really needed and important. So if you're listening to this, whether it's now or in the replay, and you are feeling overwhelmed, or all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is kind of weird, like, I don't know about this, and you shut it off, like however you're processing this, or you're like, why is she ending now? Right? I know I love getting attainments too. But so it's wherever you're at right now, you have that space to feel it, and then you have the space to revisit it as many times as you would like. So, and then that way you don't also have to like find the live and go through and fast forward and the whole deal. So what I'll do is I'll do the alignments as a recording tonight, and I will hopefully get that sent out. I mean, I shouldn't need to edit it or anything because that just seems weird. I just like doing things, right? I don't have time for all the other sparkly stuff, or like the fancy stuff. So I will set out an individualized, or like a what do you call it? A special alignment just for this, and I might actually do that for the other days too. So we'll do it on here, but I'll have something that you guys can revisit without all the other stuff involved. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I will run a couple of the alignments, like I said, and then I will end this. And let's see. Okay. I'm just looking at the comments. All right. So we're going to run the heart-brain alignment. So drop down in the heart space. And see this alignment coming in. It's making that heart connection with the mind. It's creating new neurons and synapses and connecting you with your joy. Divine love and light. I'm going to run the oneness alignment. I'll run that now. It's just me. Just want to say that resistance is okay as well. That's why I'll do the recording after. You can listen to it again. Divine love and light, creator, change it. Thank you. Yeah, because I feel like it's okay. Okay. So have ease and grace with yourself as these alignments are coming in. If you're feeling, because I know that's what it's feeling. If you're feeling stuck, it's okay. If you're not ready, it's okay. I'm going to run purification again for anyone that needs that. Okay, there we go. I couldn't take a breath, and that's my signal that something's not, that someone's having someone's, and that I was feeling tightness in my back. And those are just, as a healer, those are two things that signal me that someone needs a little extra something. And then I really wanted to run. I didn't want to just leave it with, not that these are necessarily heavier alignments. I mean, connecting with your heart space is amazing, but sometimes, like I said, it's a little different if we haven't been there in a while, and feeling comfortable to really be in there, right? I wanted to run the dolphin alignment, which is all about play and fun and ease and grace. And I wanted to run it as a cocktail with the rose alignment and the diamond light alignment, which are two really high vibration alignments. And they're kind of the highest vibration of diamonds and roses, right? Love and all the things. So we're just going to run the three of these together. And I always see these come in together as just like this beautiful, like sparkle, this iridescent light of like, not glitter, but just like if it was like stars and cosmos and pink dust and blue dust and just lighter colors. And it just always feels like fun. And I always describe it I've never been to one, but if I was going to go to I always watch a lot of makeup vlogs. And if I was going to go to like a celebrity launch party, and they always like go all out and there's like balloons and streamers and just like bling. And it's just so like you're walking through and you feel famous, even if it's not for you. Right. I always feel like when you bring in these high vibration, fun, energetic alignments, like that's what you're tapping into, not necessarily the celebrity, but you're tapping, however it resonates with you, where you just feel like, I don't know, that you've made it. Like you're the star of your show. You're tapped in, like you're walking into the room and it's yours, right? But in a fun way, like a super fun way. For all my queens out there. Okay, so, actually I want to do a little heart center. All right, so we're going to bring in the dolphin and the rose. The dolphin light alignments now. It's real play and it's fun and it's loosening up maybe some of this heavier energy or the stuck energy that's coming in, just really just clearing it out and being like, it is okay. Let's go dance, right? Let's go paint. Let's go to the spa. Like, let's do something like super fun, or let's just sit and like watch some Netflix or like read a book or watch like a comedy. Let's just go and laugh for like an hour. That's the kind of energy from this. Okay. So easy, guys. And then I will include the reclaiming heart and root activation in the recording. That I'll send out. All right. Okay. So this was a lot longer than I intended. I was like, it's just going to be an hour. And I always say that, right? I always say that, honestly. Every live, I'm like, it's going to be a little bit shorter. All right. I feel like, and the reason I share how I feel is because usually if I'm feeling something, it's resonating with someone. So it might not resonate with you that's listening right this moment, but it will resonate with someone at some point, or it might resonate with you next time you listen to it. The energy is very, thick's not the right word. It's very, I'm going somewhere and I've never been there before. Right. And we'll do a meditation too, in one of the days. So we'll be able to do some cool journey meditation exploring. But right now, you're going somewhere you've never been before, right? And you're excited. You're not sure. Maybe like a new school. Like, remember when you get ready for the first day of school and you went to a new school, you moved. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have any friends. And, am I going to like my new school? That kind of thing. It's that fun, like inner child, like not the shadow part though, right? Like the good stuff. Like the fun, like let's go make new friends and explore. And I can't wait to meet my new teacher, right? And then there's like, you're an adult. We're all adults, right? Well, I'm assuming we're all adults that are listening to this. And we're like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to make some changes. I'm ready. I'm at this new chapter. and you're looking at these doors or a door, or you're in the car and you're looking up the place to go. And you're feeling that excitement, or hopefulness, but you're not sure what it's going to be like, or who's going to be there, or if it's going to be a mistake, or if it's just easier, right? Sometimes it's just easier to not do this work and to play it safe. It's easier. So the energy feels like to me right now. So start where you are. And so I'm going to say to whoever needs to hear that, start where you are. Everyone's showing up. Everyone's showing up here. That's showing up here. You're showing up for yourself, and you're showing up. And I'm here. Absolutely. Next few days. Well, not like I'm cutting you off after day 4. But I want to say we, because this is a collective, this is a masterclass that people are showing up to and investing their energy into as well. And your heart space is you. Yes, Nancy, I agree with you. She says, I have to say, just because I'm streaming on YouTube as well, I have to say I'm excited. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you. I absolutely accept that compliment. And I really, absolutely, sincerely appreciate you being here as well. Like, to everyone that shows up here, it's not just about you showing up for yourself. I 100%, every time I do a healing, a reading, sometimes just going to Walmart and having an interaction with someone, right? I always learn and grow so much doing these healings for people, for myself. I am always appreciative every night or in the morning, whenever I have the urge. It's not just like I only do it at night. I have a space of gratitude, and I usually talk out loud. I'll say it out loud, and I will say how thankful I am for everyone that shows up and shares space with me and allows me, and you allowing, opening up your space for me to share it with you it's amazing. And I appreciate it. So I will leave on a gratitude note. And I still have the money box to do. Woohoo! So those that are going to be doing the money box, it's probably, with the time difference, it's so weird because some people, like my East Coast friends, are like, sweetie, really? It's like 10:30 now. And then my West Coast friends are all like, wait, are we not doing the money? Are we what's going on? Like, I can still stay up, that kind of thing, right? So what I'm going to do is kind of feel into the space. And yes, I'm going to do, because I'll stay up a little bit longer myself. I will do the recording for the alignment, like a mini meditation recording you guys can listen to. And after this, and you're free to download. Can you download from Facebook? I'll make it, send link, and make it so that it is downloadable, something you guys can keep. Whether Facebook ends tomorrow, not tomorrow because I have to link you, right? Actually, also I could send this out as an email too, since some people signed up through the email. Since I'm trying to tell myself, I'm going to make a note right now to use email more, because I don't. I had my own little blocks about emailing people, right? Weird. Okay. So we are going to email out the meditation. I'm just making a note real quick. And what I might do is record the money box. I don't know yet. I will, after I get out of this space, I'll go into the money box space and decide whether, if I go live at midnight and people want to join me, awesome. If I go live and everybody watches the replay, awesome, right? Everybody is still getting their intentions and it still happened. And I will be running some specific alignments for that. But I need to make the disconnection from this energy in this masterclass space before I can address that space, right? Okay, so what I would invite you to do for those that are listening, hold on, just release some stuff. For those that are listening and that brought in the alignments and we're in this masterclass space for day 1 for the Reconnect, just go ahead and drop down into your heart space. Just want to like stretch. After this is over, please stand up or get up from where you're at if you are called to. Move your body, even if it's just to go get a drink of water and go to the bathroom. I don't know, just stand up and stretch for a minute. Work some of this out. If you plan on working out, doing yoga, something to kind of get your body moving, soak in some salt, take a hot shower. I like to put salt sometimes in the bottom and take a shower, so I don't necessarily have to soak in a bath. So that is an option. Please drink plenty of water, right? Before tomorrow, just throughout the days, obviously, but jot down if things come up for you. Let's go ahead and we're going to ground all this stuff in. Everything that we talked about, or I guess I talked, that we talked about, and the information that was put out. And I'm just going to say, sorry, somebody is really in my, and I don't mean like I'm boundaried, but I mean really in the space, which is fine. This is exactly what this is for. When I talk about showing up to a place that you've never been before, and if you're looking through the doorway, you're sitting in the parking lot, right? 100% in this space, it is okay to open that door. It is okay to go into this space. It's okay to walk into however you see it. If it's a room, if it's, you're at the beach and you're like, that's my person, but I'm too afraid to walk over and sit down and have a cocktail and have a conversation and make a new friend. Yes, you can, right? In this space, yes, you can. In this space, you are here and you're showing up, and there's a reason, and it's safe. It is safe to show up. If anything does come up, you guys can DM me as well. I am available for that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I will figure out this PowerPoint thing. I originally wasn't planning on sharing the PowerPoint, honestly, because I'm such a weirdo organized instructor. I was doing the notes and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a PowerPoint on the side so I can like read it instead of having, documents up or like all that stuff. Direct message. So if you're on Facebook, you can send me like a direct message on Messenger. You can comment below on this live stream, that sort of thing. If not, it's something that we can discuss tomorrow in day 2. Because, when I open up day 2, I'll be like, so how is everyone feeling? So there's that. Yes. So, okay. All right. So I will see everyone tomorrow. And thank you once again. So just make sure that you ground. If you have a ritual or a way or something that you do to make separation, I recommend that you do that. I have my own stuff that I do to make separation from the space and make sure that you have your own space. Go ahead and make separation. You can simply say, I am disconnecting from the collective. And that way you have your own space and you can sleep and you have put the intention out there so you feel that you are in your own space. And I will see everyone tomorrow, and I need to finish up my stuff for the money books so we can get our intentions in for the new moon. All right. Much love, everyone.